Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Now, this is a video that I've been wanting to do for quite a long time. But last year I didn't have a YouTube channel, so I did it on Instagram. This year I have a brand new channel that just opened, so I thought, hey, why not give it a shot? And for those of you who don't know, the vinyl community each year comes up with 20 different vinyl related / music related questions. And so this year, the questions were made by Rob Walker. So shout out to him. Great questions. Some of them were really interesting. I'll answer to all of these questions, showing a record for each of these ones. But with some of them, I don't have an actual record to show, so I'll show a CD instead. Now let's start with the favorite record you bought in 2023. And for me, it was Code Orange with Underneath. Code Orange is an industrial / hardcore / alternative. They mix a lot of genres, band from the US, and they are really incredible in fusing genres. And this album is dense, it's claustrophobic, it's heavy. It's got some incredible electronic passages and industrial passages. And yeah, so if you don't know this band and you're into modern metal, check it out. Also, this is really cool because it's a splatter vinyl. Look at this, how cool it is. Yeah, so this is my first one. Second is the last record you bought in 2023, and this goes to Opeth with Damnation. This is their chill album they made back in 2003. So if you're more into that Pink Floyd-ish kind of style of progressive rock, this may be more up your palate than the usual progressive death metal that the band does. And this is Standard Black. Now, next question is a band or artist that released 2 or more records in the same year. And this one goes to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard with Petrodragonic Apocalypse. This is a very prolific band from Australia. In fact, in 2023, they released 2 records. And this, to me, was the better one of the 2. And it also ended in my top 20 favorite albums of 2023. By the way, I made a video about that. So if you're interested, go check it out. It's my second video on the channel. Yeah, these guys, basically in this record, they combine metal and psychedelic influences and progressive influences. Awesome album. Next question is, if you could only listen to music from one decade, which decade would you pick? And for me, that's an easy answer, because I would say the 2000s, since it's the most represented decade in my music collection. And also, I was a teenager in the 2000s, so a lot of my music tastes got shaped in that era. And I'll show you, for a change, a hip-hop record, in fact, a seminal hip-hop record that came out in the year 2000, Eminem, the Marshall Mathers LP. Now, next one is an artist from Manchester. Now, this is the only artist that comes to mind, Oasis, and I don't have a record for them, but so I'll show you the CD. And in general, I'm not a big fan of Oasis, but this album is really, really good. Next question, the band or artist you listen to the most in 2023. Now, looking at my Spotify Wrapped, that band would be The Gathering, but the artist that I listen to the most on vinyl is Porcupine Tree. And so I'm going to show a record from Porcupine Tree, the classic In Absentia from 2002. Next question is, show me a 7-inch record. Now, I don't have a 7-inch record, but I do have a 10-inch record. So I'm going to go with Spirit Box Rotoscope, this fantastic EP from the modern metal band Spirit Box, which comes in this lovely red pressing. So next question is actually pretty fun, and it's who's coming to your party? Choose 4 music-related people to come to an imaginary dinner party, past, present. Who would you invite? Now, I base my answer on musicians I really look up to, but also people who I feel are really likable, charismatic, fun, and I feel that I would have a really good time with them. So, first of all, I chose Steven Wilson, legendary producer and songwriter, singer for Porcupine Tree and his solo project. And I feel he is very thoughtful and intelligent guy. I love watching his interviews. Um, so that's why I chose him. Then I have Arian Anthony Lucasen, mastermind of Arion. And yeah, I feel that we would have a really great time nerding out about sci-fi concepts and sci-fi movies and stuff like that. Next up is my favorite drummer of all time, Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater. And what I love about Mike is that even at this stage of his career, he seems to be really, really passionate about music. Not only about his bands, but about new music that comes out and new bands that come out. He seems to be always up to date. And last but not least, Tuomas Holopainen, keyboardist and mastermind of Nightwish, and he is also a very thoughtful person, a very intelligent person, another person that I love watching his interviews. So it would be fun because after dinner maybe we could jam because I mean we have a keyboard player Tuomas Holopainen, we have a drummer Mike Portnoy, then Ariel Lucasen could play bass, then we have Steven Wilson who could play guitar and sing, and then maybe I could play along with them, or at least I could try. Anyway, these are my 4 picks. So, next question is We Lost Them, a musician that passed away in 2023. And of course, being a very big Dream Theater fan, I have to mention Charlie Dominici, who sung in the first official Dream Theater album back in 1989. So, rest in peace, Charlie. Now, next question is Imagine you could only listen to music from one country. Which country would you choose? And I would say definitely the US because it's the most represented country in my music collection. Also, my favorite band of all time, Dream Theater, is from the US. But I would say that close second has to be the UK, and then in third place I would put Sweden, just because of all the great metal bands they have. Now, name 3 vinyl community channels you discovered in 2023. Not so much vinyl community channels, but music channels in general. I would say Brandon Snyder's channel, Nathan on Shuffle. He's all about progressive rock, and I love that. And the Heavy Metal Journey is another one. Now, show a record you bought when you were a teenager. Okay, I chose Slipknot with Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses, and this is the album that got me into Slipknot in 2004. I remember listening to this album in the summer of 2004, like each day, and it was a soundtrack of that summer for me. And yeah, this is still one of my favorite bands of all time. Now, next question is show a funk or soul record. Now, I'm going to go with a funk record. I'm going to go with an obvious choice, easy choice. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic. Now, next one is show a record you think everybody has, and then show a record that you think no one has. Now, a record that everybody has is the Black Album by Metallica. Hopefully in a better condition than this one, because this is really, really worn out. I got this in 2008, and it crashed on the floor many times. As you can see, it's not in a very good shape. Now, a record that I think nobody has is Called Brood with Echoes of Battle. Actually, this one came out in 2014, and it did make quite a buzz in the metal community. This is an outstanding masterpiece of atmospheric black metal. If you're into bands like Summoning, I really recommend you to check this out. But unfortunately, this band never released a second album, and I don't know why. But anyway, this was reissued recently for Seasons of Mist. It's a gorgeous and fantastic album if you like, atmospheric, epic black metal. Also, the inner sleeve is beautiful. I look at the pictures here; they're absolutely amazing. Yeah, that great album. Next question is She's Great, a record by a female artist you bought in 2023. And this is an artist that I've been listening to ever since I was a teenager. She was hugely popular in the 2000s. And I recently saw her live for the very first time after something like 22 years of listening to her music. And I'm talking about Avril Lavigne with Under My Skin. And I also bought this year her third record, The Best Damn Thing. Now, next question would be the favorite video you posted on your channel in 2023. Now, this channel was born in 2024, so I can't answer that. So I'm going to go to the next question. Show me a record you describe as a 90s classic. Well, I mean, nothing screams more 90s than Nirvana's Nevermind. So, next question is actually pretty fun too, and it says, if you could walk into a cover, look through your collection and choose a record cover you'd like to be part of. Now, ever since I was a little boy, I was a big fan of Uncle Scrooge, and he has always been my favorite character out of all of the Disney characters. I had all of his comic books, and in 2014, Tuomas Holopainen, the mastermind of Nightwish, made this fantastic solo record based on Don Rosa's comic book, The Life and Time of Scrooge McDuck. So this is basically a soundtrack. It's meant to be like a soundtrack to that story and that comic book. And it's mostly instrumental, mostly orchestral music. There are some spoken word passages, some singing done by guests like Toni Kakko from Sonata Arctica or Johanna Kurkela. But yeah, as I said, this is mainly a soundtrack, an orchestral symphonic piece. And I absolutely love it. And, you know, my 10-year-old me would really love to enter into, you know, this cover artwork and go on a ride, on an adventure with Scrooge McDuck. Yeah. So, next question would be, it's like a greatest hits. Show a record you're so familiar with that it feels like a greatest hits. And this record to me is Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. This is one of the bands, and this is one of the albums that got me into rock and into metal. And yeah, this album is just banger after banger after banger. Huge singles in it. I've listened to this hundreds of times. I know each and every lyric to every song. Yeah, and I still love it to this day. Final question is, show an album that was released in 1974, and this is The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway by Genesis, the last album with Peter Gabriel, of course, a sprawling concept album. Great masterpiece from Genesis. It's actually not my favorite Genesis album. That would go to either Selling England by the Pound or Nursery Crime or Foxtrot, but it's very close to the top and an amazing album. So this concludes this fun little video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, without further ado, see you in the next video.